What can I do for you? It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi.
Do you want me to find...
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo. Go to Semine and find out what the bloody hell...
All right. I'll...
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools...
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety. I'm looking for the Takoff blacksmith's cart.
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding and they need supply. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies.
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard. We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. It's still a while to the wedding, but them gents is already getting into...
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Semine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you fray. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yurko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. I'll kill you.
Flatten the cheeky wee shape.
Kill her! I'm wounded.
A brawl!
What? Stop beating him! Rub his beak! You
Come on, Yurko.
Rub his beak in the...
You can't take me!
We'll see about that.
Put him in his ass. Why did you do that? Hey! Stop!
Piece of shit!
Go for it, Yurko!
Fucking hell!
Flag the cheeky wee sight.
I'll beat it!
Come on, Yurko! Either we fucker a slap in the gob.
Shame on you!
Come on! Oh, you wee blasted!
The devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Semine's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
so...
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir.
So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it. Oh, you reckon?
No.
Take it easy. So, do you know what to do? Or have you got any more?
No, that's all.
That we should. But it's getting pretty late. We need daylight first. Come back in the morning and if you want, stay here. You'll get a bit of grub in the kit.
I'm ready to set out.
All right. Stay close to...
As you say, sir.
Start searching, sir.
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskowitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I knows. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
Yes?
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Semine. It'll... Hold on a mo. I'll give you some gear.
What weapon will you...
What would you like?
Sword?
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Come here. I want to tell you something.
Oh, bandit.
What do you say, son?
I'm no spring chicken.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself. But I can... Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he saved my...
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got some...
Isn't that a bit too much?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked.
True enough.
Thank you.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Semine. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from Silver Scallops, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping the dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
What a nag.
Wait! Don't move! Stop that horse and surrender!
Make me!
Enough!
Show your stuff! You should have yielded!
Enough.
Now we'll display your
I give
corpse
up.
on the pillar. Can't just kill that hen once we get...
All right.
Now show...
All right.
All right, then. In that case...
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
About who? Since you're not here, how could I speak of you?
That's what I like to hear. Now run along.
Master Bailiff, can I...
Ask away. Wait now. Aren't you that lad who's helping Rad...
Yeah.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Uh-huh.
You saw them?
I did. A few days back. They raced through the village in the...
Where were they headed?
Towards the east. To Apollonia on the road to Yeech.
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were... And I can do without that kind of trouble now.
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that.
Of course I do. I'm the... Lord Semine would be happier if I paid who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything.
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more...
That's not it. I'll tell you what it... Only I've got coin. While he...
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff.
You're right, of course.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan?
Only what I've told you. But to tell...
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and that pair have missed...
That'll be all.
then, young man. How did it go?
They were spotted here, sir.
So the Yichin? The bastards.
Oh, they were driving so fast.
The thieving scum.
Sir, I can send a message to...
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them out.
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir?
I will. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yichin and listening to Dorothy Taylor, I'll take Yichin. Henry!
Easy! Easy!
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home?
Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yichin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yichin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, no, that was 15 summers ago. God knows the place isn't.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yichin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. There might have been ambush, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my graves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them cruising at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then. So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Charcoal. Could have fallen off the cart.
Found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road.
Oh, that makes sense. To the...
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these cars.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin built a house in Pittsburgh, while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
As the change in the economical situation, sir. The burghers have more rights, and they make smart use of them. They put their coin to work for them. They've got shops, baths, inns, mills, while the nobles sit waiting until Jack from Backwater Hamlet brings them 3 groschen in taxes on St. Gallus's Day.
You're right there. Only Jack hasn't even got 3 groschen these days. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one. Not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right now. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Blacksmith's cart. Someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart. Suddenly, a lot of trouble.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
One time, got my leg stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Semine was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why is that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins, and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain.
Listen.
There's somebody there.
Let's get closer.
Here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maid.
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge.
Right. Henry?
Sure, sir. With a bit of...
I could do without girls with voices like that.
True. He ain't yanking your figure. But with my own 2 eyes, she had one different than the other. All right. That ain't normal. Everyone must be laughing at the wench. Why? Some people might like it. I don't know who'd like that. And did they do something? What the fuck do you imagine they'd do? Light up in the dark? Leave him
Those
be,
definitely aren't the
Hamza.
blacksmith's hands.
You're right. They did something. They rolled around and gave off sparks. Aye, Mark.
So how's it look, Sonny? How many?
I saw 3. I didn't see them. It looked more like a...
Seems we can't avoid a fight.
Of course. We'll smash them to smithereens.
Hold your horses, son. Keep some of that piss and vinegar for the fight. You might have whipped me in that pig pen, but this is...
So, how are we gonna do it?
What else do you say?
Someone could go back up top and try to take one of them down with an arrow before we charge them.
Good idea. Borrow my crossbow. My shoulder's giving me jip.
All right, sir.
Climb up top, and as soon as you shoot the first time, we'll charge them.
Right you are, Cap.
For fuck's sake, you was never ordained for... In the forest chapel by Bodera. I fucking ordained you. Just 'cause old Stumble poured some pond water on your head in the woods. Don't mean a damn thing. But Stumble's a priest. Stumble is a drunken old fool who claims he was a priest.
You're in for an arse-kicking, you piece of shit! I'll have your ass off!
There's one more!
I'll be done with you!
What? Hey! God! He doesn't want to listen at all.
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp!
I'll smash your other arm!
Red lad, yeah!
What's the hold-up, damn it?
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here, and none of them bastards look...
Hard to say, but I don't think it was...
Me neither. But right past that peak is another...
You think this was a...
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Hurry up!
We can get going.
That's just... Hold on.
Aw. Has your shoulder stopped hurting, Cap?
Shut up, and hand...
Of course. You did a good job.
I should bloody think so.
I thought we had everything clear, then, sir. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Make no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. you hadn't to save my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time at the Shani, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours.
Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over, and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Semine, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. As long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
I'll kill you. Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening? Come here!
What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
Did you see which way he went?
No, I had other things on my hands. Besides, you're the...
I'll go and try.
Great. Hurry.
Fucking hell. Stupid brawn.
I've got you now, Vincent.
Well, why the fuck would I? Besides...
One-on-one, yeah. But even if the noose is waiting for you, it's still a more pleasant death.
Fuck! All right.
I might.
Promise me.
I won't promise you anything. I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well, and...
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. You did a good... And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. You deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to some... We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible.
A ride would be great.
Wait until you're my age.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Vence's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gills.
It weren't like that at all. We shook on it. But on the way, you had the idea we'd keep it.
What? That ain't true.
Leave it out, you two. One way or another, you wanted to fuck me over. Doesn't matter whose idea it was.
A thief robbing a thief? What a world.
I'm still a nobleman, if you don't mind. So I'm not a thief. I'm a robber baron.
A thief's a thief.
Where are you taking us?
To Semine, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realize you can't just execute me.
Ah, it depends. By rights, I should send a plea to some court to decide if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. Parchment's dear, and ink ain't free either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily risk it and lop your head off without permission.
I see how the law is respected here.
Ha! Are you yanking my pizzle? You're a fine one to talk about law.
And what will happen to us?
What do you think? If they'll execute a nobleman, they won't think twice about a hired hand or two.
You never know, Henry. Lord Semine is merciful. Maybe this whimpering will soften his heart.
Oh, I'm not whimpering. I'm just trying to tell you how it was.
Bollocks! You're full of shit. We don't believe a word he says, Captain.
Semine might be merciful, but whether he'll be in the mood for this, I can't say.
I'm innocent. I swear on my soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Ha! Every mangy cur I dragged to the gallows swore on his mother. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was as pure as the driven snow. But this bastard doesn't think twice about his soul. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
That's right. You always were a piece of shit, Francie. No scruples.
Well, ain't it grand to have you here to explain everything? Now shut your gobs, the three of you. Don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
So, job done.
Whew. That's a relief.
It turned out they tried...
Oh.
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron...
The bastards. I should have... And how did you get the car?
I went to Semine, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. Me, Lord...
Well, God's nails.
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia.
Indeed. Where else?
I'm not sure. Lord Semine took them and Gules to his courtyard.
I'd know what to do.
Don't worry. I don't think...
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. So now it's yours. It's...
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And if...
Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my... Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter. When you...
Well, young Semine is marrying her.
Don't pretend. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a chop. And how about you, lad? Have you got...
No, Master Blacksmith. There's no...
Good for you, lad. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just... So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more... Old Semine wants a special sort.
Excellent.
So hold your horses. It can't be any old...
A blade of fur...
That's right.
Ah, I see.
God's nails. And you're right. We don't have to... Relax, lad. There's this old hermit called Ambro.
And he can pray for...
God's nails, let me finish The word is, he was fighting him, and folks say they saw this from the description.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better.
See now?
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit, people from far and wide used to go to him. I even heard he made a pact.
What strange goings on?
I heard something in the tavern about...
Right. In return, you'll...
If it means so much to you, come and see Betty from the Troskovitz Tavern. She'll definitely tell you more about the Hermit. Henry, if there's any truth in that pact, the best sword in the world